Good morning, folks. This morning's soap is brought to us by Stirling Soap, Pharaoh's Dreamsicle, and as you can probably imagine with the orange going around the side there, that it's orange, has an orange scent to it. That's what it looks like on the inside. It's firm inside the container there, but once you start to press your finger in there, it's a little on the soft side. It's easy to scrape out to put in a bowl. And let's see here. Got the alum block, no rubber band this morning. It is getting smaller, so we'll get to the version with the rubber band. Got Humphrey's witch hazel, that's citrus scented, and going to follow up with the matching aftershave from Stirling. I have it whipped up in a smooth bottom bowl here. That's what it looks like, and using Stirling's boar bristle brush there. It smells nice this morning, especially for a Sunday morning. Shaver of the day is going to be a Schick. I think it's referred to as a type L1. It's got a Personna blade in it. It's a pretty nice shaver. I think it has, I guess you might say it's a fan favorite, if you will. A lot of people like that particular Schick shaver. Got the Preshave soap here from Phoenix Artisan accoutrements. It's unscented, but it is methylated, and I have more than 1 day's worth of growth here. Did not shave yesterday. In case you might see, it's going to be a good test. I don't know that I have shaved with this particular shaver with more than 1 day's worth of growth, so it could be interesting how this works out. As you can kind of tell here, it does work up pretty quick with the pre-shave. We've had a little bit of excitement here with our German Shepherd Tony. He's my wife had put on a roast in the crock pot. Of course, she goes to work, I go to work. Come back home, crock pot's in the floor. Tony decided he wanted some roast. Yeah, that was an interesting day. Because you know that crock pot, that fluid in there gets pretty darn warm. And if you've ever seen it, it's the fluid in there, it's bubbling. So in other words, it's boiling. It might be at a low boil, but it is boiling. So for me, I thought it was pretty funny because I could just imagine seeing him when he decided to stick his head in that crock pot, burnt his tongue, whatever else he stuck in there. Because we noticed that when we got home, he had a strong tendency to have his tongue hanging out the side of his mouth. So I'm sure he probably burnt it. But he had a pretty good meal. Roast, potatoes, carrots. He's still pretty clumsy on his feet when he's trying to, get going. He's something else to watch. It's like a newborn colt trying to stand up when he's trying to run on a slick floor. He's something else. So anyway, this particular crock pot that we had was, I guess you might say, one that after it's been on the preset time, it'll switch over to warm. I guess you might say it's programmable. So we went out and bought my wife a new crock pot. It's a little, of course, newer than what we had, but it's still one of those programmable ones, of course. Now we just need to figure out how we're going to use it with with Tony. Yeah, I got a good laugh. At Tony's expense, of course. We did get a little bit of weather here a few days ago. Got a lot of rain in a hurry. What was it? Almost 5 inches. Can't remember the length of time. It was maybe, what, 4 hours or less. It was pretty darn quick. I think it was a lot less than 4, but where I was at, we were actually out in it. I have to say where we live, I guess you might say, you know, where our housing conditions, that our neck of the woods, if you will, there's it's not prone to flooding. So we're pretty lucky in that aspect. I mean, in heavy rains, you have like all the streets turn into rivers. But shortly thereafter, everything, how can you say, turns back to normal. Nice scent this morning. Orange on a Sunday morning. I've had this lined up for a while. I've shaved with it a few times on camera. It's a really nice scented soap. It's one thing I guess you might say. I haven't heard very many folks complain about the performance of Stirling soap. You might disagree with the scent every once in a while, which is I would expect to be normal. But performance-wise, can't complain. And this brush still got just a little bit of stretch to it. It's not real bad by any means. It's just, to me, it's just got a slight scratch. It's fairly well broke in. Not quite all the way there though. I don't use it enough to probably get it where it needs to be. It does all fine. It does pretty good lathering up the soap though. I like boar brushes. Scratch doesn't bother me. If anybody's ever used a Preshave brush, it's got a little scratch also, and that's what I pretty much started with, so kind of used to it. For me, this particular injector, it's got a Personna blade in it. It is a very smooth shaver. Don't know that you'd call it mild as opposed to smooth, at least for me it is. Now there's an older one. It's a little bit more aggressive and it's noticeable. At least for me it is. I can tell the difference. Just depends on what kind of shave you want during the day. Start your day out. This being Sunday, and now that we're not getting rain, grass is going to need to be mowed, so want something kind of easy going today. This soap is pretty nice. I have had this brush for a while. I've seen a few folks not too terribly happy with the boar knot. It does shed a couple of hairs every once in a while, but still holding up pretty nice. I like it. You can hear Tony. He's complaining. He's wanting in here. A little bit of feedback on the against the grain pass. I don't know, I haven't checked in a while. Douglas at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements has another version of this. I guess you might say a modern version. I have that one also. I have to say it shaves pretty much just like this one here. I think when he had it, or has it, last I remember, I think it was near the $20 mark. Might have been 15, but I think it was 20. And if you're looking for a DE around the $25 mark on that website, the Prismatic, that's the one. I have that one, and can't complain a bit about that shaver. I think it's pretty nice. Great value for $25. It does have a relatively short handle. I think it's like maybe a 3-inch handle, maybe a little bit shorter. It's not a real long handle, but for me it works out just fine, having a short handle. Face feels pretty good this morning. Of course, it helps to have a good soap too. Still been not real hot, it's just been warm here. This goes for temperature with the rain, it's being able to hold the temperatures down. We're hitting it in the high 80s. It might hit 90, but not real bad. I mean, it's been fairly cool, especially in the mornings, you know, lows being around the mid 60s, which is pretty decent. It's not quite those days where the low was near 80. Kind of miserable during the day, in other words. I really like this soap. Got just a little bit of stinging right there. Definitely gonna be smelling good today. And I guess you might say the Humphrey's witch hazel, being citrus scented, go right along with it. I don't know about this. This citrus doesn't seem to. It's not. I don't identify this scent with citrus. I'm not sure what it's got in it that makes me think it's something else, but it does not. I've never felt like this is a citrus scent. Maybe it's because of my nose. It very well could be, but I don't know. It's not any citrus that I can think of. At least that my nose identifies with citrus. Oh, I know what else I was going to mention. Is Stirling has been working on a new razor. One that's, I guess you might say, CNC made. He's got a video out on YouTube if you want to catch that. Man, it smells good this morning. This is awesome. Like I say, it's a great way to start out the day. Citrus during the summer. Pharaoh's Dreamsicle. I really like this. This is great stuff. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe. Smooth shaves to you. Till next time.